Hey, what up, ladies and gents? It's your favorite Asian robot, hopefully your favorite Darktide partner, and I'm here to talk about the comms link that just dropped. Unlike what I normally do, I'm not going to read the whole thing for you. Rather, I'm just going to go through the key important points. First and foremost, they are releasing 2 new missions, but with the next patch, but we're only actually getting one. The one we're getting is called Archivum Sycorax, which is a espionage mission. And they have said that they will, when this mission is released, in order to alleviate the whole randomness of getting the mission and not being able to play it, they have stated that they will skew the probability of this mission appearing on the mission board as much as possible. So we should hopefully see more of this mission. Therefore, everyone should get a chance to experience it. All right. Ascension Rise of 31 is the next mission that's coming, but it is locked behind a community event. The community event to unlock this mission is to complete 1,400,000 missions in total as a community. Playing on higher difficulties will help you reach the goal faster, meaning that the lowest difficulty provides 1 point and Damnation will provide 5 points. So once the goal has been reached, the mission will be unlocked in-game for all players. They are also adding a 4th Monstrosity into the game, which is the Chaos Spawn of Frenzy Monstrosity. So it's going to look pretty cool, and I've actually pulled up the video where they show off the Chaos Spawn. I'll watch that with you in a second. And honestly, it looks pretty cool and seems pretty cool. So I'm low-key excited to fight it, all right? But one thing which I'm also not too happy about is that they seem to have shifted the focus back onto cosmetics, because their next big focus is to add an entirely new cosmetic store called the Commissary, where the Armory Exchange used to be, and the cosmetics here will be earnable, all right? And you can earn them with Ordo dockets, all right? And the Commodore's Vestures, the paid cash shop, will be releasing new items for sale shortly. And they will start to do the rotations of the packages. The store will temporarily have 4 pages available for each class until we rotate out the oldest set of items. As items do rotate out of the store, they will come back with new rotations over time as the store updates. All right, so its intended cadence is to be updated every 2 weeks. So every 2 weeks, the cash shop store will be vibrating in and out of reality, okay? Not the store, sorry. The packages available in the store, the cosmetics available, will be coming in and out every 2 weeks. Okay. I think people already mentioned why they weren't too happy with the way that the cosmetic store was done in the early game. Because of fear of missing out and things like that. But my personal thought is that at the end of the day, every game is business. They have to make some money, especially if they're going with the live service model. So I do understand where they're coming from with this, but compared to when I first started Darktide, I am probably not as enthused to be spending on cosmetics right now, because I'm still not too happy with the pathway changes and stuff like that. They've showed off some very cool combinations of cosmetics, but again, all of this is a distraction from the real problems. Crafting is a major problem. I will cover this in detail in another video coming next week, because I intend to speak about it in relation to one of the games that I've been playing a lot recently, which is Starship Troopers Extermination. I think that it's a very important game to compare Darktide to, because it has some very important features that Darktide does not have at the current moment. All right? But let's, if you guys, what I want to hear from you guys, honestly, in this video, what I'm here to do is I'm here to ask you for your opinion. What do you think about this cosmetic update? I want to ask you 3 questions, 3 very important questions. Number 1, if you are not currently playing Darktide, all right, is the mission content update alone enough to bring you back if you happen to watch this video or whatever? Number 2, if you are currently playing Darktide, okay, is this the kind of content update you want to see, or what kind of content update do you want to see? These questions will be in the description of the video as well if you guys want to, refer to them at any time. And number 3, how do you feel, whether you play Darktide now or whether you just watching this video in passing, how do you feel about this cosmetic update? Do you think it should happen? Do you think it is what the game needs right now? I want your feedback so I can see how the players genuinely feel. All right? That is what I want to ask you guys. Now, before we carry on, all right, I want to take a look at the Monstrosity. So you can go to the Fatshark YouTube page and have a look at the video in question, which is Rejects Unite.
2 new missions will be added to the game. The first one, Archive on Sycorax. We see your team dispatched to wipe out sensitive data from the archives.
Ascension Riser 31 will be part of our first community event. Players will have to unite to go through 3 challenges, each granting rewards. The final reward will be Ascension Riser 31. An old friend will also be added to the game, the Chaos Pack. Alongside this additional content, we will have more quality of life improvements and bug fixes added into the game with patch number 10, a new shop dedicated.
Okay, so you can watch the rest of that yourself, but I just wanted to take a moment to show you guys the Monstrosity. The Monstrosity seems pretty cool, and I think that this might be one of the things that I'm looking forward to seeing in the game. This one, I think we can agree across the board that adding the new Monstrosity will be quite fun. It'll make missions. I'm always a fan of missions having something to just surprise you, all right? And this Chaos Spawn Monstrosity coming into the game would be pretty cool. But I'm not sure why it wasn't in at the start, because I think the first opening video, I haven't thought about it in a long time, but the first opening video, didn't it show this? So I don't know why they waited this long to add it in, but okay, well, here we go. It is not as tanky as the Plague Ogryn or Beast of Nurgle, but has fast attacks and erratic behavior. So I'm looking forward to taking this on. Now, the last thing that I want to say is that in relation to the community event, I pulled up the Steam chart of Darktide, and, well, let's be honest, Darktide has seen better days. If we look at last month, around April, this time, we were always seeing peaks above the 5K. This is where our peaks were, all right? It was almost always above the 5K. But come May, I think a lot of disappointment set in and people got tired of waiting, because in the recent 7 days, or rather, even before that a little bit, we have, for the first time, seen player numbers start to really dip below the 5K mark, with ever decreasing, like, lower lows, consistently lower lows that you're seeing there. And I think people are losing interest because, and this is something I'll cover when I also cover Starship Troopers next week, but I think people have started to realize that Darktide, to an extent, is not the kind of game that you can pick up and play. You have to invest time in it, and I don't think that it's what people want. Given the success of Starship Troopers recently, I think that people would prefer a game where you can pick up and play as needed and not feel like you're missing out, not feel... Of course, this is not the ideal idea for a live service game, but the fact of the matter is that Darktide is not the same as a lot of the live service games out there. It is very different. So we are unlikely to see that same kind of player retention just by having the same systems. Rather, I think that considering the nature of Darktide, it being a horde shooter, similar to Left 4 Dead, Deep Rock Galactic, and Starship Troopers, the ones that have stood out from the crowd and have been successful are the ones that more or less followed the Left 4 Dead 2 core formula, where you can pick up and play anytime. And as long as your mechanical skill is still there, you don't have to worry about your build being invalidated. And like I said, I will cover that in more detail next week when I go through Starship Troopers as well. Right now, the last thing I want to talk about in this video before we end is just the fact that the comms link has me a bit worried about this community event. 1.4 million missions is a large number, all right? I've divided that by an average of 3 because there'll be players playing in Malice, there'll be players playing in Damnation. So on average, we're going to get about 3 points per mission. All right. So hell, some players may play a Sedition, Uprising, whatever. Although it might be a smaller percentage of the population, but that could just be my bias. So I'm just going to use the average of 3. Okay. If we divide 1.4 million missions by 3, we end up with 466,666.66666 missions, right? I've rounded that figure to 466,667, and each mission on average takes about 30 minutes to complete. All right. This is to account for some Damnation missions taking longer, especially when it's the high intensity stuff. And of course, Malice missions being shorter, especially when the team knows what they're doing. It's a straight 22-minute blow through. So on average, we're going to be looking at 30 minutes. Okay, so I'm just using this average to simplify calculations. Of course, you could go very accurate, but I have no way to measure it. So I'm just going to use 30 minutes as just a dummy measure. Yeah, a dummy average measure. This means that it's actually going to cost us 14 million minutes in total to complete this 466,667 missions. So 14 million minutes is a lot. If we take a look at the average player base based on Steam charts alone, now of course there's also Game Pass to factor in, but if we just take Steam charts alone, because this is the only data I have access to, 3,688 average players. If the 3,688 average players were divided up into squads of 4, you would end up with 922 squads taking on missions, assuming that they were constantly playing, right? So on average, 922 squads of players exist in the game. This 922 squads, if we were to divide the number of minutes that we would have to play, which is to say the 14 million 10 minutes divided by the 922 squads, each squad would have to contribute 15,184 minutes of playtime in order to achieve this goal. If we take 15,184 minutes divided by 60 to get the number of hours, we have 253 hours of gameplay. So these 922 squads, basically every individual in the squad is going to have to contribute the same, right? So it's going to take us 253 hours of gameplay to complete this event. And given the average playtime of most players to be, let's say if we take an average of 2.5, the standard amount for a casual player, that's going to cost us 101 days of playing, assuming we play every single day for 2.5 hours to complete the 253 hours required of each squad. That's a big figure. That is 3 months. So I'm going to ask one important question. Are they very sure about the 1.4 million missions? Granted, there are some players that play 10 hours a day. I respect them very much. I wish them well. You know, they're probably going to contribute the most to this, but are you very sure, given your player base numbers, about this number of missions? I hope I'm wrong. I hope we get it done in just like 30 days, and then we get the new mission and everybody's happy. But even then, I'm not sure how many people are going to consistently be playing with an update like this. So let's see, because all we're getting is realistically a new mission. So are you guys going to be coming back to play this event? Let me know in the comments of this video. All right. That brings us to the end of this. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope it was informative, and I hope it also shed some light on the comms thing and also my thoughts on the future of Darktide and what's coming. Like I said, there'll be more information produced in videos coming next week, where I'll be doing some comparisons and also some suggestions for what Darktide needs. I'm also going to give thanks to my channel members. Thank you to all of our super chatters, donators, all of our lovely people. But I'm also going to thank all of our channel members that have made all of this amazing stuff possible. Thank you to DeathDawning982 at Plus Ultra, our top member. Thank you to Jerry Fast, Rogue Assassin, Ole Mr. Green Buff, and ZachMG at Prestige. Thank you so much to our honored robots, the following individuals: Rena, 029, Mighty Zeno, Chase Taylor, Scuddy, Nathan Strong, Sabingu, AKJ, Lady Neo, Maze, Bob John, Joey Danze, A. Ripley, Daraverse, Cordova, Che D12, I'm Peeps, Syed Assad, Tuan Nguyen, T King, Coda CMF, Kami SMH, Conrad C, Nate the Great, Corey Rue, and Benjamin Savage. Thank you guys so much for being my honored channel members. And thank you all for watching this video. I'll see you guys on the next one. Y'all have a good day now. Bye-bye.